Whether you are a traditionally published author or self-published author, you will have to learn how to market your own books. And what better way than showing some gorgeous images on your favorite social media platform? Now, I have no graphic design skills. Most of my quote-unquote expertise comes from following authors and seeing what they do or a quick Google search. My go-to platform for years designing images has been Canva. It's so easy to use and free. Full disclosure, I do have a pro subscription and I'm also an affiliate. So if you do want to try out the pro version as it comes with a free trial, I have a link in the description box below. Signing up with that link doesn't add any cost to you, but I do get a little bit of money to help support my channel and I'd so much appreciate it, but it is not necessary. When I think of marketing graphics for my books, there are so many that come to mind. Cover reveals, countdown images, inspiration collages, etc. Today I'm going to walk through the platform while designing a few images, but in no way is this a comprehensive list. If you are looking for a checklist and some inspiration from images I've created, I also have a link to that in the description box below. It is completely free. All you have to do is sign up for my newsletter and you get the checklist sent directly to your email. Now I'm going to jump into Canva right now and share my screen with you so we can get designing with the free version. And then I'm going to show you some of my favorite features in the pro version as well, closer to the end of this video. I'm also putting chapters in the description box below if you want to refer to different sections. I've made it much easier for you to navigate. So here is your main screen of Canva. Now your screen may look different after you log in depending on if you have your own designs. I currently don't have any up here, so usually you would see all of the designs that you have already made, so you can always go back, change them, download them, do whatever you need. Canva saves it all within the website. So if you look down here, you will see all the different types of designs that you can do. You can click over here and it goes on and on. You can also scroll down and find them as well. And if you would like to find something quicker, you can head up here to the search bar and type in whatever you'd like, whether you'd want Instagram post, Facebook, Twitter, Pinterest, etc. So I'm gonna first talk about what designs you might want to do before you launch your book. So say you have a website and you want to show a cover image, probably not the one that you're going to use for your book. I will always recommend using a professional cover designer, but what I like to do sometimes is to get a little inspiration for my book or put a placeholder on my website so that people come to my website, they can see an upcoming book. I sometimes like to make an ebook cover. So here in the search bar, you just type in ebook cover and click right here, and it has the dimensions for the cover. So as you can see, there are a bunch of examples here, and you can scroll down to the different types. You can look through here if this is your first time on Canva to see if there's anything that you would like to use as inspiration. I probably would not recommend just clicking on it and using it because you would probably have a different title and you want to change your name, and I will show you exactly how to do that. So what I'm going to do first is just create a blank one so we can go through some of the features of Canva. So after you click on that, you will get to the screen right here where you have a blank screen to do whatever you'd like. So I'm just going to quickly go through a lot of the features on the side here and also other features that crop up. And then once we go through all of them, I will be able to show you some images that I create using all of the things I'm going to talk to you about right now, just so that you know all of the features that are currently available on Canva. And once you sort of figure all of them out, you'll be a design pro in no time. So first of all, up here are the templates, which is already clicked on. Those are the ones that I showed you in the previous screen. You can always go back here. They do have a few that are recently used that I was just playing around with. They have Wattpad covers and then all of these below. So say you were doing a romance, or this one looks a little bit like a thriller or a nonfiction book. You can get a lot of inspiration from here, or if you do a Google search, you can get inspiration as well. So say I just click on this too. I want to use this for my fashion nonfiction novel. You can also change anything on this that you want. Obviously my name is not Isabel Mercado, so I would change my name here, and it's very easy to do. You just double click and you can change the name here. And you can also change the font. So all of these up here are the text options. So you can change any of the text that you want. If you see the little crowns right here, that is for Canva Pro, which we will go into a little later in this video because I am currently a Canva Pro member. So say I wanted to change the font to Alice. And then I want to change the size. Say I want to make it a little bigger. Currently it's at 16.3. Say I want to make it 28. I can also change the color of the font here. I can make it black. That really doesn't pop on the page, as well as the white. So you can go through the different options: bold, italics, underline. You can change the alignment here. You can change making them all uppercase. So I'll take the bold off here so you can make the uppercase. You see how this sort of lost its line here. It made it 2 lines. So you can just take this little arrow right here and make it longer so it's all on 1 line. And if you just select this, it tells you, it has the little guidelines here. And this is the center. And then if you want to have it a little more to the side, you can do that. So all of these give you the options. I like that right there. And you can also do list view. You can click spacing. Now for this one in particular, I wouldn't change the line height because we only have 1 line, but you can change the spacing between the letters. So say I want them closer or farther away, you can do that. So you can do it to your liking to make it look perfect. So with this one, with the templates, these are usually grouped together. So you can just click ungroup if you want to change the title, the subtitle, any of this. This is what I was saying with the line height. You can change it so it's wider or closer together. So that gives you a lot of options there. And you can also have certain effects on your text. You can make it with a shadow and have all of these different options. So those are things that you can look through once you have an account on your own. I'm not going to go too deep into that because I want to get to the actual designs in this video. So I am in the process of going through researching how to self-publish my first trilogy that I published years ago that I had the rights reverted back to me. So we're going to work on designing a brand new cover for my placeholder. So I'm just going to highlight everything here and then hit delete. And then we can delete that image, and then you can delete this as well, and the background. So we're starting off blank again, and I'm going to show you some of the other features on the side here. So uploads, I have already uploaded all of my book covers just to show examples, and you can also go down into photos if you're looking to create a book image on your own or any other type of image. So here you can see we have that little crown image, which I'm going to discuss in a minute. So you have all of these pictures right here that are trending. So as you hover over these images, you'll see in the corner it says free. So you are free to use that image for whatever design you would like. Up here you see that it says Pro and it has a little crown. So you can either use this if you have the Canva Pro subscription, or you can pay $1 to just use that image. Now for me, I was getting to a point when I was using Canva that I really wanted to use a lot of the Pro images, and paying $1 for all of them sort of racked up the bill a little bit, and it was more cost effective for me to just get the Pro subscription. But as I said, you can use all of the free ones as well. So my trilogy is about reapers taking people to the afterlife. So I'm just going to type in a keyword about what I want to look for in my image. So let's type in heaven and click that. And as you can see, these are free images. These 2 are Pro images. And I'm just scrolling down to see if any of them really jump out for me. So I kind of like this one. Let's bring it up a little closer. All right, that looks kind of like a novel background. I would like to use this image for my example. So you have one of 2 options to make this picture your background. As you can see, there's a lot of white space here, unless that's how you want your cover to be. But I am looking for this to be a background image. So you can easily, what I like to do is take it up into the corner here and just pull it down till it covers the whole white space, and then when you're on the image, you can scroll it back and forth to get it in the right position. What I like to do, it just makes it a little quicker, it's a little quick tip. I'm going to delete that one, and I'm going to hold and drag this image, and I'm going to bring it up to the corner, and then you see it just snaps into position. So then once you're here, you can double click and move it back and forth however you'd like. If you want to have more of her as center, you can always drag this piece and then you can bring it up and over. So say she is the main focus of the photo, or if you just want the sky, you could do that. You could do so many different things with these images. So next on the list here is elements. And there are a whole bunch of different elements. There are some featured ones, there are grids, which I'll bring up later. Shapes, so say you wanted maybe a background part for the image, for the title, whatever, you can always resize these to however you want. There are frames, which means you could put a picture inside of this when you have this little background here with the cloud and in the land. You can have an image jump into that when you bring it over, which I will also show you a little bit later. And stickers, charts, gradients, lines, and all of these different options. You can also search at the top as well for whatever you're looking for to add to your design. So next up, I'm going to go to text, which we sort of discussed earlier, but when you click the text part over here, you can add a heading, subheading, or a little bit of body text. And I'm just going to add a heading because I want to put my title in. All right, and I can click out of it and I can move it wherever I want. As I showed you before, you can change the font. So I'm going to go with that one because I really like it. And I'm going to make it a little bit bigger here. I'm going to try, I'll bring that center. I'm going to try to see what it looks like. Oh, I like it a little more when they're both capital. So let's see if we can change some colors here, what looks best. You can do whatever you like here. That's very green. So I'm just gonna leave it black for now. And then I would like to add my name as the author. You can do one of two things. You can add another heading or a subheading, or you can duplicate this because say I want to keep the same structure of it, I want to keep the same font, and it's just a little easier. So if you copy it and then paste, there you go. You have it all in the same font and size and color. Now I'm not sure I want them to look exactly the same, just so that my name or the title sticks out a little more than the other. So I can also bring that down back to a regular font and also make it maybe a little smaller. So let's try this, maybe put that at the bottom, or you could put it at the top, whatever you'd like. I know this is not the best cover ever, but these are just examples on how you can play with all of the features of Canva and create awesome images. After that, on the side here, we have videos. So if you wanted, you could add videos. It doesn't really work for a book cover, I don't think, but as you can see here, you can add videos and then download them as movies to put on whatever you'd like. And next up is backgrounds, and these are just different backgrounds that you can use. You can also do a search as well. Now I'm going to talk about folders in a little bit, so just stay tuned. Now say we have this image here and I just want to add a little bit of something different, so it's not exactly a stock image. You click on the image or any of the images you put in here, there are different options. So you can just make this a background color if you choose. There you go. Not a great book cover. You can animate. You could have that on your social media to make it a little more fun and interactive. You can add these, any of these different ones. These ones are all free. Again, with the crown here, that's a pro option, but there are a lot of different options on the free version as well. And you can also add different effects here. I'm not going to go too deep into these, but you can as well. This is the only one that is available with Pro version, so I will show that to you a little bit later as well. For filtering, you can filter this. So say I wanted more of a different look, you can click through and sort of see see if we can, you can also bring down the intensity as well, just to give a little bit of a different flavor to the picture. I kind of like that soft look, and you can see how it sort of when you bring it down to 0, it goes back to the regular image, so you can see where you are, and then kind of bring a soft glow, which I kind of like that. And again, I'm not a cover designer, but this is just an example of the things that you can do. And you can also have all of these adjustments to the picture as well. You can crop the image, which we'll go into a little later as well, or you could flip the image. So say I wanted to flip her looking the other way, you could do that. You can flip vertical, which I'm not sure works exactly for this image, but that is an option. I use that frequently just to give a little bit of difference, a little bit of my own take to an image that I use. One little tip that I like to use as well in the Elements tab. So say I wanted this to look a little more of a different color. So sometimes I will add this block image, and I'll just drag it down until it covers the whole book cover. And you can also position this differently. So I can bring it forward so that everything disappears, or backward and then certain things come forward. So say I wanted to make the image look a little more pink for some reason. So you can go to right here, transparency, which since this block is chosen, you can bring that transparency down a bit, and then the image will start to show behind it. So you could bring it down just so it has that little tinge of pink, and then you can see if I delete this, you can see what it looks like. So if I delete it, that's what it looks like, and then bring it back, and it adds just a little more to the image. So say this is how I want my book cover to look. I'm done, it's beautiful. So I go here to the download options, and you can download it as a PNG file, a JPEG file, PDF, video. The video is more for if you're animating it, and then a GIF as well. So I want a high quality image, and then I would just click download. We're going to go over some of these options later when I jump into my Pro account. Also too, all of the changes are saved every few seconds up here, so if you accidentally shut down your browser, usually everything should be saved. So from here, you can have different options as well. Some Pro option. You can make a copy, download it, so that's just another opportunity to download it. You can save it, you can see right here it's saved. You can save it to folder, and all of these different options. So you can either go back to the home screen here, which is what I showed you before, or we're going to move on to another type of design. So you can click right here to create new design, and they have all their different options available that you can click on, and if you hover over that, you can see the dimensions of the design. So next I'm going to create an inspiration collage. I know a lot of people do this. I am a very visual person, so sometimes I like to brainstorm and look up images and see if anything sparks from images that I cultivate for my specific project. So you can search for collage, and I'm just going to do a photo collage. So it'll bring up a blank one here, but you can have all of these templates up in the template section here. All of these templates are available, and then they have their little titles, and you can click see all to see all of the cool photo collages. And then if you just want to go back, you can hit the X. So I'm going to pick one for more of an inspiration collage that has just photos. So let's see, say I want this one right here. Say I'm writing a book about weddings. Oh, also here I did want to tell you that, so these are the images you'll see that are Pro images. So they'll have these lines and the watermark for Canva. So if you were to purchase this as is, you would need to purchase these images. But they would normally be free if you are on the Pro account. So you can go in and change these images all you want just by searching the photos. So say I'm just going to use the same one we used before. Say I wanted that image there and this image here. It's not really much for a book unless you're writing maybe about a pandemic. So you can just drag those in and they appear for you. I'm just going to get rid of this text box. Now, as you can see here, there is a white space in between. When I like to do collages, I don't like to have the white space, but you can do whatever you'd like. I just wanted to talk about how you can change it. So right here, if you just click on the whole image, you just click spacing, and it shows the grid spacing here. So right now we're at a 10. Say I wanted no spacing, you go all the way down to 0, and you see there's just a very small amount of spacing in there. Or you can go all the way up and all the images are separate, so that's completely up to you. Now in terms of the background, so this one's white. Now I'm just going to show you how to do a background image on here in case you don't want white. So I'm just going to delete all of these. Now I'm going to put a background up here in case you want a background. So if you want to get back to that specific grid, I believe it was 4 images. If you go to grids, see all, and it shows you all of these different grids which are available to you, and they sort of shift based on the size of the design you have. So if I click this again, I can have all my images here and then adjust for the grid spacing. So say I wanted the yellow to be prominent or not. So I'm going to show you a fun feature of Canva. So say you want to keep this for whatever reason and you just want to keep creating this specific size of design. You can click right here to add a new page. This is copy new page, and you can also add notes as well. So if you wanted to add notes to the specific design, I am going to add a new page entirely, and I'm going to create a new grid. So say I want to do a different grid for maybe a setting or another character to inspire me for my novel. So say I would just click these random pictures here, and that's my inspiration. But in addition to copying or adding a new page, one thing that I really like here, so say I wanted to sort of incorporate all of these images within another image. If you click here for the background color, all of the photos that I've used, or at least most of them, have their color palettes are available, and I just absolutely love this feature. I use it constantly. Mostly what I use it for are text. So say I go back here into text. Say I write Maggie's journey. So that's the main character of the book, and I want to put this here so that everyone knows this is my inspiration, or just me. Whether or not you want to post this is up to you, but having this available is awesome. So say I still want to use this palette for my text, I'll sort of look in here and maybe see a green coming out of that one. That one pops a little better, so you can kind of go through and keep your images there. That one looks a little better there. Keep your images and your color palettes the same to kind of makes them look more cohesive. So that's just another tip for you. One other thing you can do with this as well, so say you just have 2 images. You want this child and you want this book here, and maybe you want to put Maggie's journey here all by itself. So you can click on this part of the grid and just change the color. So as I said, we were looking at the specific palettes. So say I want that to look like that, or maybe to make it sort of look more like the forest, and then you can put that there, and voila, you have an inspiration collage ready for the writing. Also too, if you wanted to create character inspiration images, say you want to tease characters within your novel and you want to post them on social media and get everyone really excited about your book, you can use images within Canva. So my main character is a teen girl, so I'm going to look up teen girl, and I'm just going to drag this over so it fills the entire section. I'm going to double click to get here so that I'm able to move this back and forth. I kind of like her on the side here. And one feature I didn't discuss before, which you probably saw, was the font combinations that they have within the Canva platform as well. So say you wanted to use one of these. So I'm just going to click one. You can change the color, and also too, as I said, you can use the palette from all of the images you used or just the one on the page. So you can change all of this to however you want. You can change the size, and she is a sweet girl. There you go. So that's just another feature for you to use. Now at any point here, if you don't like this or you want to start over or do something different, you can click the trash can icon here just to delete the page, and it deletes whatever you like. So say I don't like this one either, it just easily goes away. I'm going to jump into a section for during your launch or right before launching your book. So one of the most important things to do before launching your book is to do a cover reveal. These always get readers really, really excited, especially if you have a beautiful cover, and it really jumpstarts the launch process. At least it has for me in the past. So I have 2 different ways that I've done cover reveals in the past on Canva. So I'm going to go through both of them now. So I'm just starting fresh with a blank slate here. Obviously you would have this image to whatever platform you were using, whether it's Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, whatever platform you use, but I'm just going to use this blank one as an example. So one thing that I like to do is when you do a cover reveal, you just want to tease part of the image, maybe the title. And a fun feature that I have found in the elements section is this brush stroke frame. So if you click see all, you can scroll down here, and it's this one right here. So I'm just going to take my most recent book, Barefoot on the Beach, and I'm just going to drag it over until you see the images within the frame, and then just let go. So as you can see, it doesn't show the full image, and you could easily use that as is just to tease it. For me, that shows a little too much of the cover, and I want to give a little more of a surprise or just a hint of the cover. So if you double click the image, you can sort of adjust where you want the cover to sit. So let's see what that looks like. So you can do different parts of the cover however you choose. I'm going to hone in a little bit here on the dog. So you can just drag this and stretch it out a little bit. So you're really just pulling in a little piece of the image, and you can even go a little bit bigger here just to hone in on the dog. So you can figure out where you want everything placed. Say you just want a part of the side, you don't want to see the guy yet, or you don't want to see the girl, or you just want to get this is a really good beach vibe, so you can tell it's already a beachy. You just want to have your name, the title. You can hone in on that as much as you want. So I really like this feature. I think it's a cool looking one, and also you could put something in the background like a frame and post that to your social media. Now the second way that I have done, which I really like, especially for Instagram, because they have the swipe feature, you can do a little carousel of images. So I'm going to do another one for Barefoot on the Beach. So this is very similar to what I did. So I searched for beach. I think I searched for beach, or it's very something beachy. Yeah, so it was one of these images in my pro account. Let's just say we want to do a cover reveal on this beach right here. So it's showing all of the beachy vibes. What I did is I took the image from my uploads of the full cover, and I made it just a little bit bigger here. So I'm getting it all centered. So what I wanted to do with the carousel feature is that I wanted to make my followers scroll over to the next image. And I wanted them to keep scrolling until they got to the final image. So what I did is I made sure this was selected, and I hit crop, and I grabbed this corner right here, and I sort of brought it down. I made sure the width of the image was still there, but I wanted to bring down the height. So right now you can just click done. So right now all you see is this, and you're like, I want to know more about this book. All right. So in elements, sometimes people don't see the little dots at the bottom of the Instagram picture, and so I like to give them a little bit of help. So I searched for an arrow. Let's see here. I like this one here. Let's make that a little smaller. So I really want them to swipe. So going over here to the color, once again, we're bringing in my palette, which I really like. So it's the colors of my cover. So it's all making a cohesive image right here. So then I go to text, and I go up to the top here, and let's just add swipe to see the cover. Let's bring that out here. Let's make that at least 2 lines. Let's do that. We'll change the line height a bit. Now I probably wouldn't use this font, and one tip that I may say is that if you know the font for your cover, that is another way to make it really cohesive. So I'm just going to put this into this one because I think it's pretty cute, but I would normally try to make it the cover title font because that just adds a little bit of extra thought and it brings everything together. So I may do this, swipe to see the cover, and hopefully they do. So then I'm going to click here on copy page because I do want to leave this arrow and I do want to leave this text because I'm going to change it up a little bit and everything is going to remain in place so I don't have to reinvent the wheel every time I do this. So I'm going to hit copy page and it's going to jump down to the next one. So for my next one, I want to reveal just a little bit more. So maybe I'll reveal the title and some doggy feet because, I mean, who doesn't want to see dog feet? They're adorable. So if I double click here, I'm going to put keep going. Just adjust this a little bit. Make another page. Reveal just a little bit more. You can see the couple there. And then maybe change this a bit. And then copy again and do, say, the final image. So I can get rid of that and either leave that there. I think I scooted it over a little bit and then gave a little more information on the side, which you can easily do if you just add an element here, go back to shapes. So look at that, it's already a similar color. So you can click there and then add some text. You can add your website, you can add your blurb, you can add whatever you'd like in this section right here. So then that's your image and you would have all of your images here available. You can download them, probably a PNG, and then you set them up in Instagram as a carousel. Easy, right? Also, one thing I did not share before and also to do before downloading is if you just click here, you can change the title of the image. And then when you download it, you'll know exactly what it is. Now, using the techniques I've showed you, I'm going to create some images. Again, I will mark them in the chapters below, so if you want to get to a specific image to see how I would create one, you can click them in the description box. I'm going to do some social media covers, a set of countdowns, teaser images, and also some images that you can do after launch, and I will also mark them as well, so I hope you enjoy. hope you enjoyed watching that little montage and got so many ideas for your book marketing. Now, as I said before, I'm going to talk about the Pro version, and I wanted to highlight 6 versions that I love for the Pro version of Canva. Now, I understand not everyone has the budget to use the Pro version, so the free version is completely fine and you'll be able to create a ton of beautiful images. But personally, I've made this a line item in my budget every year for the annual costs since I use it so much. I use it for regular pictures on my social media feeds, YouTube thumbnails, overlays for my videos, Spotify playlist images, Pinterest images, captions for my shorter videos, birthday invites for kiddo, etc. Now, the first feature that makes this all worth it for me is the remove background feature. If you've seen my YouTube thumbnails, there's always a purple background with me sort of popping out from it. So I tend to use a regular image from my video and then take myself out of the background, and I'm able to manipulate the image to fit my branding. The next feature are the fonts. While Canva in the free version offers many fonts, I love checking out the Pro ones. They give me a ton of more options for all of my images. And number 3, I love using the images on Canva. Now, the use of these photos are subject to payment for the Canva Pro subscription, and all of this information is in the user agreement, but I always am using them for new and fresh images for each of the releases of my books. And they give so many options to really make your designs jump out at potential readers and fans. Number 4, the resize feature so cuts my time in half when it comes to creating images, especially for a book launch. So I'll usually create a string of images. I tend to start with Instagram because that is the most visual platform for me and the one I use most often for my designs. But then I can easily resize it to Twitter, Facebook, Instagram stories, Pinterest, etc. So I just quickly adjust the text and the image for the size differences, and then I am done. Number 5, saving with a transparent background. I tend to use this for my overlays for my YouTube videos. If I want text on the screen while I'm talking, I can set it up using the YouTube thumbnail dimension and put text or pictures or even captions on the screen. I've also used it on StreamYard for an overlay for my launch party, and I'm excited to use it again in the future for launches and other live streams. And finally, number 6, folders. I am such a systems person, and it always bothered me how I had all of these strings of images and I couldn't find the one I was looking for. So putting them in proper folders is fantastic for me, and I always know where to go when I'm looking for a specific image. I hope you got some author marketing ideas from this video. Let me know in the comments below your favorite feature in Canva. Again, if you want to try the Pro version, you can click my affiliate link because I would so appreciate the support. And also, that free checklist is waiting for you, including some examples that you can use in the future for your own book launches. And if you enjoyed this video, do give it a like, hit that subscribe button and the little notification bell next to it so you know the next time I upload, and I will see you soon.